Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to be with you guys just about half an hour, 45 minutes. And I thought we should have our gathering on Saturday anyhow. So let me see what we have here. Hello, Aman. 20 Mail India, thank you for that. So I've seen this girl I'm spending time with, and she's spending with me. She kind of used my money, but still nice to me, even if I don't spend any more money on her. Anyways, I thought I tell her I like her. Why do you need to tell her if you like her and you're behaving nicely and gentlemanly, and she's pleased with your companionship? It's obviously there. Has she told you she likes you? So I suggest against it. Don't rush into it. You want to say I like you to her because you want to seal the deal, to get assurances, certainty. I want to propose to you that don't worry about certainty. Just be nice. She's your girlfriend or the girl that is your friend. That's it. The moment you say that is not because it's appropriate necessarily, or she feels the same or doesn't matter. It's because you want to create an environment in her mind and yours in that experience that you are now in a certain kind of a relationship agreement. That's why you want to say it. And you want to get assurance from her that she says that, because your reason for saying it to her is not because you really want to express that. You know that she knows you like her. It's because you want her to also say the same thing to you, so you'll be assured. And I'm saying don't do that. Just be nice the way you are. And if it's really called for, so I mean, if you didn't like her, you wouldn't be around her. So what's the purpose of saying it? And then what you're going to say? You're going to say, I love you later on? No. First, you got to see if she can take all that attention and all that, loving words, if she's not going to get a big head or not. So cool it for saying these things, but be as gentleman as you've been, being as nice as you've been, but not overly. Don't treat her like she's a goddess because she's paying attention to you. So you want to give all these attention and appreciation so she will stay longer, and none of that. She's another human being. Your desire for her companionship makes her seem so valuable. But on her own, she hasn't done anything extraordinary, has she? Nothing more than you've done for her. So it's all evened up. And we have Sid from Estonia. You're not from Estonia anymore. Fix that up. Sid, 34, Estonia. need to be updated. Says, I'm just a bit worried about my future. Oh, join the club. It's a world that has made everybody worry about their future. So it's normal. It's nothing new. Everybody who's alive worries about the future. But my suggestion is the future doesn't exist, but you do. Future doesn't exist, but you do. So you worry about now. Focus on living now. You worry about future when it becomes present. Future is non-existent. It's a fictitious time and space that you have created in your mind, and you're worried about something that you cannot help fixing your worries about it, because that time and space doesn't even exist. Those situations that you worry about don't even exist right now, but you're worried about it, and you'll stay worried about it because you can't apply your remedies to whatever worries you, because that time and space and that situation that you're worried about hasn't even arrived yet. So leave it. Live what exists now. It's now. Now is the one that you just focus on. And says, if I will meet someone or not, well, you will know. It's like saying, I want to go to this movie, but I wonder if I like it or not. I wonder if it will have a happy ending or not. Well, that's why you're going to the movie. But you want to know the result of what you haven't even, the journey that you haven't taken on, but you want to know how that journey will turn out, what sceneries you will see before you actually embark on it. That's so stupid, isn't it? It takes the whole fun out of it. Will I ever meet someone? Haven't you met people before? Haven't you met so many girlfriends that I know you've had? How did that happen? Well, it's the same stream you're on, so it will happen again. Maybe for a while the river flows on areas where there's not too many trees and greeneries, but it's flowing, it's passing, it's not permanent. It's just passing that dry patch, and eventually gets to the greeneries and the forest and the beautiful surroundings, and just as it was for you in the past. But you worry too much, as will it ever also be again? Well, if it has, it will. It's like saying, I just ate such a wonderful meal. I wonder if I will ever have such a wonderful meal again. Well, how did this happen? Miracle? No, you worked, you had money, you went to a restaurant, you bought the ingredients, you cooked, and you eat. Same thing. You continue doing the same thing, doing the success that you want, contentment and accomplishments, and you will be in a situation, you'll put yourself in a situation where you meet other girls, and eventually you'll meet someone that you hit it off together. So what does this worrying do? If the worrying was supposed to be, or would have been, a solution to a problem, I would worry every day more than I am. Yeah? But it's not. So it's a waste of time and energy and focus. And we should avoid that by focusing on what's real, what needs my attention right now, and what I can enjoy, what I can accomplish, what I can learn, what I can contribute, and that would be living. But living in La La Land, that it's like sitting here just hoping for something, not doing anything about it, or worrying about something that really you conjured up in here, but it has no reality and actuality to it. But because the brain is incapable of telling the difference between virtuality and actuality, it believes what it conjures up in here, even though the time and space that could ever happen is not even here. But because the brain itself and neurons are made in virtuality, there is actually no fucking actuality to it. So its world is made out of virtuality. So whatever it's conjured up is in virtuality, and believes that virtuality is an actuality, even though everything else is all about itself, and what it makes is virtuality. Don't fall for that. Don't give a shit. Say, listen, unless I see it in front of me, I wouldn't worry about it. Free yourself from all these, I have to know, I have to be prepared. No, you don't. When something happens, then that's when you react. If the caveman millions of years ago would have known what kind of a bullshit system we would have to deal with today, since 2 years ago, including in Canada with this idiot that we have as a leader or other places in the world, then the caveman would not even be able to live because all that worry would kill him. Because he's worried about something that hadn't happened yet, then he wouldn't be able to actually live his life for the million years for us to be here and then face with the bullshit that we're facing. So why waste your time? If it happens in front of you, then you'll deal with it. It's like saying, I wonder if the robber will pick my pocket so I won't go out. Well, you won't go out, you won't live. But if you go out and then pickpocket comes along and you grab his hand and break his face, and that's the end of it. Or, apprehend it, call the police, whatever the hell it is that you want to do. But that's when you worry about it. Why now? Why ruin the whole thing that nothing has happened, but I create a virtual thing and think of it as an actual, and then I want to react to it, but my reaction is actual, but there is actually no actuality here. It's all virtual, and I'm trying to have an actual reaction to a virtual illusion. I also fucked up. Leave it. Whether you will meet or not, it's not a thing to be concerned about. You will, you will. You won't, you won't. Until you will, you won't. When you will, you have. Then that's what this all. I have to be certain. I have to prepare. I have to make things. Oh no, I have to prepare nothing. Do you worry about? Oh, I have to go to the bathroom when you leave your home. No, but when you do have something to do, then you go find a bathroom. It's like saying that. Oh, I can't go anywhere because I'm worried about I might have to go to the bathroom. Well, if you did, then you will do something about it. But at the moment, you don't. So why do you create something that you have to come up with a remedy for it where it hasn't even happened yet, but you just want to live in the worry of it? What for? What is it going to do? Waste your life. And says, feel lonely and lost at the moment. Well, just get a map and find out where you are exactly and put your finger. That's where you are. You're not lost. So can you give me some pointers? Yeah. The very scientific, researched, a whole thing I said in one sentence, a French came up with it, actually, the French scientist. It says, don't give a shit. Don't worry about it. That's exactly the philosophy that Italians use, and I have adopted it as much as I can. Because look, these kind of thoughts belong to people like me, yourself, and many other people who are constantly trying to secure a desired world out of the chaos that we have here, rather than just simply go with the chaos and react to whatever it needs to be reacted to, and the rest of it leave it, because you can't conjure up every such possibilities that could come up that I should be prepared for it. That's going to be a waste of time. You're going to be spending all your time in the library planning for all the reactions and prevention techniques and all that, which is may or may never happen. So you waste your life for something that you'll never build, instead of building and accomplishing things that you can. Instead, you're worried about something that has not happened yet, may never happen, most probably never well. So that's my suggestion to you. Oh, you're in Estonia at the moment. Okay. Mats Lovestad says, hey, Meran, greetings from Norway. Hello, Norway. One of the places that I always wanted to see. And I know there are beautiful women there, too. I don't know why I think that, because I think there was this girl, I don't know, 20. I was in the equestrian gathering. It was some kind of a party. And this girl had just come back from Norway. She was really good looking. I don't know, somehow then I think Norwegians are pretty, even though she wasn't Norwegian. But anyhow, I've heard that the Nordic girls are pretty girls. Says, you have helped me a lot and I really appreciate you. My pleasure. Says, my ex use boys and partying to get over me. Okay, I meditate, heal, and work on my business, but it's hard focusing. Yeah, because you got to find another girl. You're hanging around trying to feel good in her not moving on or not feeling good or not partying. That's not your responsibility, and that's something that you're not in control of. So you're hanging your happiness and your tranquility based on somebody else's decisions. That's not right. So you just simply say, okay, we're that's X. She can do whatever she wants to do. If that's her way of dealing with whatever she's dealing with, it's none of my concern. We're not together anymore. She's not my responsibility. She's a grown woman and she can make her own decisions. And I need to worry about what makes me happy. And that's what I would take strides towards, which one of them would be taking care of myself, doing exactly what you're doing, building your life, making money, doing meditation and other activities that you like to do, and opening your eyes and ears for a good prospect, new girlfriend, and a nice consciousness that you can be compatible with, and so on and so forth. So don't worry about what she does. Worry about what you do. That's your problem. You're looking that way. Look that way. Front. Moving forward. Moving forward. Moving forward. Whatever she does, she does. None of my business now anymore. Yeah, yeah. So she does. What do you think? What do you think? Whether you know it or not, what do you think? When you become an ex with a girlfriend, what do you think she's going to do? She's going to go in convent and pray? That's what you think is going to happen? No. She's fucking around and doing whatever she does as another human being. The problem is you think your ex is a because she's a lady, and we have this reputation of the ladies in the old time and old fashioned, when life was really valuable and standards were high. You think of her as a so amazing, high class, and sophisticated and innocent. No, she's another human being. She got to do everything else that everybody else needs to do. So she's gonna go party, she's gonna go fuck, and she's gonna go do all other things. And you shouldn't give a shit because you got to move on. Life is bigger than one girlfriend or one relationship. So focus on that. Build your life. Focus on what you will accomplish in this life, not what she's about or busy doing. And Nurjaha Rani says, okay, I need to know age, gender, where you're tuning in from before I read your question, Nurjaha. Pilgrim Pickle says, I just got out. I need age, gender, and where you guys tuning in from before I read your questions. Three things: age, gender, where you tuning in from. One autumn leaf, the same. Oh, says, hey, hello, sir. I am an 18-year-old boy suffering from HOCD for more than a month. Okay, so it's very common. Most, you know, people who are straight will suffer from HOCD mostly, although all people suffer from uh, sexual orientation, intrusive thoughts, but that has nothing to do with their sexual orientation. It has to do with intrusive thought. And that is what every human being on earth has, an intrusive thought of one kind of another, whether a different kind of OCD or subsets of OCD, pedophile OCD, pedophile intrusive thoughts, harm intrusive thought, responsibility intrusive thoughts, sexual orientation intrusive thoughts, murdering intrusive, all kinds of intrusive thoughts. Every human being on earth has it. But there's a mechanism that is supposed to automatically shut off the intrusive thoughts as soon as you recognize it. Like intrusive thought of some kind shows up and say, oh, that's nasty. And then caudate nucleus in a striatum basal ganglia shuts it off because it's programmed to automatically shut off the intrusive thought, which is not in line with your values and your principles. And your system is aware of it. But when it malfunctions, so it doesn't do its job automatically as it's supposed to. There is a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, and caudate nucleus does not do its job as it's supposed to. so these thoughts don't dissipate and they linger. When they linger, you say, why are they lingering? It must mean something. That means I'm changing. That's not, has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that this mechanism is malfunctioning and the thoughts are hovering. And these thoughts are intrusive because the brain's job is to make 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are intrusive. They're based on what has been seeped into the consciousness, all the information, lifestyles, products, designs, challenges, differences, all that is exists in the world has found its way as an information into your consciousness. And the brain finds and picks up any of these randomly, whatever triggers what and associates to what, and makes a thought. And that thought has nothing to do with you. It's not your responsibility. It's not your thought. It doesn't define you. It doesn't explain you. It has nothing to do with you. It's brain's thoughts. The problem is that you think because brain is mounted on your head and you own these apparatuses, then it's you. And since you use brain for intellect and for doing some calculations and figuring out, or does math, and you've been duped to think that the brain is smart, brain is your intelligence. It's not. Brain is stupid. It's just a machine. So you use this machine to do things, calculations, figure out things, and learning things, and accomplishing things in life. But this machine itself also uses its own machine to make thoughts, and those thoughts have nothing to do with you. So if I understand there's a separation between brain and you, then you'll be free in knowing that these intrusive thoughts is because the machine is working all the time. It's got nothing to do with you having requested or having any interest with that production, just what the brain does. But you being above the brain, you're supposed to judge and see if it's useful or not useful, is of your interest or not, and then let it fall by the wayside or choose it and act on it. But what you decide and what you judge the thought is what it counts, what defines you. What action you take is what defines you, not what thought shows up in your head. So don't worry about whatever shows up. Allow all thoughts to exist, all thoughts to show up. And just like you allow all other people to live out there, have differences, different lifestyle, different thoughts, different activities, different interests, different food they eat, different things that they do, and you allow all other cars to be on the road when you're going from point A to point E. You don't investigate where they go, why they're on the road. You just allow all these things to exist, but you focus on your own path and what interests you. Same thing. Allow thoughts to exist. Let them be. Don't worry about analyzing them, figuring out, interpreting them, why they're there, why did they show. No, they're just, that's what happens. It's there. Everything is out there, but you live and roll in life based on your vetoes and choices. That's all. The rest doesn't matter. It's like somebody says something, that's on him. That has nothing to do with me. I either choose or veto to pay attention to it or not. So they can say what they say. I roll based on vetoes and choices. Same thing with my brain. It comes up with all kind of thoughts, intrusive or whatnot. It can do that. I allow it. I accept all thoughts can exist. But because they exist, that has nothing to do with me. I roll with my vetoes and choices. I'm above the brain. I'm not the brain, and the brain is not me. That's how you think. All right. How much time do we have? Okay. Another maybe 10 minutes. Lowen Polo 36360 says, nice to see you live, Maron. Yeah, me too. I usually like to see myself alive. I haven't seen myself dead yet, and I don't like to either. The fool on the hill. What's wrong with you? What are you talking about? What are you doing here? What itches? What bleeds? What you scratching? Whatever the hell it is, just go and do it. You don't have to explain it here. Okay, male 32 UAE. Thank you for that. Hi, Mirani says hello there. Zelichko Bilik. Zelichko Bilic says, Sir, I'm man 32. I have a problem about my height. What do you mean? What problem can you have about height? Everybody is a certain height. None of them means you're any better than the other one, whether you're taller or shorter. What does that have to do with height? I'm only 169. Why only 169 is a good height? What's wrong with you? Girls, most of the time, don't like that. Okay, then find a shorter girl. What the hell is wrong with you? Shorter girls are sexier, anyhow. you know? So, what do you have to contour design your life and your height and structure based on what some girl likes or not? Find another girl who likes the way you look. If it wasn't your height, would you come and say, "Oh, I have a problem with my face"? Some girls don't like it. Well, some girls don't like my face, but I'm not going to change my face or worry about it. I'm going to find another girl who likes my face. The good thing in this world is that there's so many different designs and interests and and taste. So find another girl. It's like saying, "Oh, this restaurant only serves hamburger, and I don't like hamburger, so go to another restaurant." Same thing. What the hell is wrong with you? They want tall guy. Okay, so they can go with the tall guy. Any advice? Yeah, don't give a shit. Go for the girl that you like, no matter how tall she is. It's not your height or your looks necessarily that a girl likes. They like the way you treat them, communicate with them, express yourself, and take care of them, and how you make them feel secure, safe, valid, worthwhile, worthy, important, based on real importance, not just pretend that they're important, but they're full of shit. And who do you think they are? That because they like tall guys, you got to be tall. Fuck them. If they just focus on that, they're superficial, and they're worth none of your time. You got to find someone that can bond on consciousness level and meets your physical expectations, and you meet their physical expectations. And if they think tall is means, and what does tall mean? A tree is tall. So can they have a relationship with the tree if it's got a dumb head and it makes nothing out of himself, or does nothing, provides nothing, knows nothing? So it's not about that. It's about what you've made yourself to be and what you're presenting, what you're offering. So go and make something out of yourself and offer them, and you will see girls of all heights. They come and line up for you, and that's the way you think about it. Don't put them on pedestal too high. And AB says, thanks for all the videos. They've helped me through breakups over the years. I'm delighted to hear that. Muhammad Samir Khan, 18, male, India, OCD warrior. Okay. And Lowen Polo 360 says Armenia 18 male. Thank you for that. And okay. What? Selchko Blichik says surgery is for breaking legs and making you taller, but is expensive. If you do that, I'm gonna come there and break your fucking legs. If you're so weak minded that for some fucking chick to like taller guys, you're gonna have an operation to make yourself taller, that's so fucking ill. I don't want you to go there. Go build something out of yourself, learn something, accomplish something, contribute something, become somebody, and your mind and your behavior ability to provide is what attracts girls, not your height. How many girls marry tall guys by chance or by design? And then if that's the best thing for them, why do they get divorced? Because relationship doesn't happen with your physical attributes and how tall or handsome or whatever you are. It happens with the way you guys communicate and deal and treat each other and your consciousness. So stop that nonsense and don't even go around it. Go find a girl who appreciates you for how you are, who you are. Don't you ever do that. I mean, I if I ever hear you did that, honestly, I would have loved to just come to beat the crap out of you with that ugly stick, you know? But put your helmet on so you won't get hurt badly. Stop that nonsense. All right. Pilgrim Pickle says 34 male USA says, I just got out of a narcissistic relationship. Congratulations. She was physically, emotionally abusive, also cheated on me. Oh, that's a trophy girl, isn't it? Me gaslighted me, but I still want her. Then you're fucked up. You better go to see a psychologist and fix yourself, because as long as you want that, then you're going to be messed with and you'll never be happy. You'll always be a submissive piece of someone who's not proud of himself because you don't want it, but you don't have, understanding enough not to allow it to continue. Any advice to get over it? Yeah. Move on with your life and appreciate your value and understand that what she was offering was abusive and not good and not in line with your values, and separate her behavior and the fact that you like pleasure by having sex with her. She's worked on your brain and you think she's some kind of a fine because she's not agreeable and she's always dissatisfied. So you strive to satisfy her because that's what how we have been conditioned since childhood. Get a star in the school, elementary school, because we did a nice work and the teacher gave me a star. I want to have that star. For that star, I'm going to kill myself to do, even stay up all night just to do a good job. What for? A certain amount is enough. So we are always considered that we got to please people, and we've been conditioned since childhood that if somebody is dissatisfied, I have to satisfy them. The teacher, mom, dad, the policeman says, oh, you got to do so, pay me a fine. All that works out into your thinking that someone who's dissatisfied is got of values. No, she's an asshole and you're happy to be away from it and stay away from it. That's how you should look at it. And don't try to, and separate the pleasure of sex with actually seeing what kind of an entity is bringing this pleasure of sex to you. You like the pleasure of sex, but you don't want the dispenser. You don't want a person who is actually facilitating that. That has no value because what they're taking away from you is a lot more valuable than what they're actually giving you. That pleasure is momentary, but the effect of what they're putting on your psyche, making you a slave and unable to make right decisions for yourself. And that's the abuse you want to get away from. All right. Yeah. Financial bites. These are all intrusive thoughts, and these are brain sounds, brain thoughts, not yours. So you just look at this sentences or what pops up in your head as if somebody else in the street is saying it. And just as irrelevant it is because they're saying it, not you, this is also irrelevant. It's brain saying it, not you. So you don't need to negotiate it. You don't need to interpret it. You don't need to deal with it. Just hear it, allow it to be there. Says, okay, that's not in line with my values. And it suggests that, oh, you want to kiss that girl. Oh, what nice lips he has. Okay, fine. These are all intrusive thoughts that when the brain gets on it, it continues one tangent to another, but none of them mean anything. All you have to say is, I don't care to know. You know, you got to understand. You look at my video that talks about where thoughts come from and what is thinking, and then how to stop repetitive thinking. And one of the ways is when you actually don't want to know the answer, the thinking stops. If somebody asks you, what is your name? You quickly say, what is it? Financial bite. Okay. Okay. If somebody asks me, what's your name? I say, Mehran. Boom. That's not thinking. That's instinctive, available information that I know. Where are you from? Canada. Boom. Done. These are not thinking. But when someone asks, how long does it take to travel from here to Japan, and you have an aircraft, two engine, that many seats, and it needs that kind of a fuel, and that's the kind of engine horsepower it has. How long does it take to travel with five passengers in this aircraft to get there? Then you got to do certain figuring out, certain calculation. From the moment that the question is posed, and then you go into calculation and figuring out that while that it takes for you to figure out how long it takes for you with this aircraft and this condition and circumstances to get to Japan, that's called thinking. Now, the thinking stops when you find that answer. Oh, it takes about 12 hours, so to speak. Thinking stops. Or also it stops when you say, when you try to figure out and you don't know how. So you say, I don't know. The moment you say, I don't know, the brain understands the mandate is, I don't know, stops, because it's been given a mandate that it is not directing it to continue calculating, because it has concluded that it doesn't know how to figure this out. The pathways of it, labyrinths of it, configuration of it. It knows it can't, it says, I don't know. That also. So when you find the answer, thinking stops. When you try to figure it out and you don't know and you say, I don't know, it gives up, thinking stops. Or if you didn't even try to figure it out, it says, I don't know, I don't care to know, I don't want to know. Boom. Again, stops. So when intrusive thought of any kind of this sort comes in and tells you, oh, you want to kiss that guy, or it's got nice lips, or makes you analyze all these things that is all associated one thought to another, but none of them is yours, none of them is really pertaining to you. It's just, it's there, it's possible to think of it, and brain thinks about it because they're all sticking. Why? Because I explained it in my video 8, number 8, in the intrusive transient OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts, bunch of videos. Number 8 tells you why all these intrusive thoughts happen. Because there is only one thought. They're all one bunch, one thought. It's a cluster. It's one thought. So when it goes in to pick up one thought, it becomes aware of existence of so many other tangents and thoughts that is there. So when you pick one out, so many millions of other thoughts come out with it. None of them is yours, none of them intended by you, but because all thoughts are connected somehow through association, so on, it leads to other, just like a fireworks in some celebration that it goes up, shoo, poof, and suddenly millions of different kinds of tangents of lights comes up. It's like that when you go in, and when you hit any part of the reservoirs of thoughts, of consciousness, there are billions, millions of thoughts that is possibly can come out with it by random. Just like when it explodes, there's so many tangents of light. Same thing, you pick up one, all kind of thoughts by association comes up with it. None of them are your responsibility. So when what was I saying? So anyhow, I forgot. And you give me a moment. Anyhow, by association, lots of thoughts can show up, and basically it's irrelevant to you because the brain is designed to make all kind of thoughts, and it does. But you're not supposed to. What was the question here? See if I can get back to what I was saying. Ah, so when you see, say your brain says, "Oh, kiss the guy," or "I want to kiss the guy," or the lips and all that, it's all gonna have associations of all kinds, of none of them are your responsibility. It's just the way the brain works, and that's why I explained the number 8 video. So you simply understand that these are brain sounds, brain thoughts, and not yours, and then you'll just simply say, "Okay, I don't want to know. I don't care." The question that the brain is asking you, "Oh, you want to kiss the girl? Oh, these nice lips or whatever." You say, "Okay, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah, right, it does." That's it. End it rather than thinking about it. Yeah, it's nice lips. Okay, so what? There's no meaning. You're defined by your actions, not by thought that shows up and what you interpret and then what you continue the tangents about these thoughts or whatever. None of that. By your actions. So regardless of how many of these thoughts come through the day, you're defined by your action. And often you attempt to an action of any kind in life, and then later on you say, "Oh, that was a mistake." Well, that's it. It was a mistake. Done. Finished. It's not like it doesn't define you either. All right. Okay. And says, "Will this come on your channel watching?" Yes, it does. As soon as I finish, in a couple hours, I guess it will be uploaded automatically. Nurijan says, "I have repeated songs, words, dialogue in my head. I'm tired with it." Well, you just say, "I don't want to. I don't care." Pay attention to something else. And Financial Bite says, "I want to get some confidence on my sexuality after HOCD." You don't need confidence. It's there. Confidence. What confidence? To who do you want? Who do you want to prove to? To your brain? A brain is an apparatus. It's like you say, "I want to prove to my liver that I am this or I'm that." Don't give a shit what the brain suggests or possibly makes you think it needs you to prove yourself to it. The brain is nothing without you. If you weren't here, the brain wouldn't be. But if the brain doesn't work, well, listen, for a million years before this brain was bestowed upon us, given to us, and developed in this way, we lived without this brain. So we can live, we did live without this brain, but the brain can never live without us. We lived for millions of years on instinct and natural instinct and automatic behavior. We had stem brain, reptilian brain, not this sophisticated brain. Well, everything was perfect, no intrusive thoughts, no doubt about anything. Everything was instinctive. We ran, we hunt, we slept, we had sex, we had no questions about anything. Everything was fine. The problem is that we got this brain that helps us to figure out things, but at the same time, it's got a problem which has glitches, and it has abilities to think and gives us ability to speak. And the thinking is the root of all problems. Because it's the thoughts that you believe thoughts represent you, and that's when you're fucked. Thoughts do not represent you. You're not thoughts, and thoughts are not you. Because you're not the brain, and brain is not you, but you've been duped to think that you're the brain. You're not. You were living millions of years before this brain was given to you. This brain is an apparatus, an organ. It's supposed to do certain function for you. That's it. It also conjure up thoughts without your involvement. That's not yours either. So don't be bamboozled by thinking, "Oh, these thoughts that show up represents me." It doesn't. It's the organ's um, exertion of whatever it does that is designed to do. So you don't need to have confidence of any kind. Just live your life. Who do you want to show the confidence to? To who? Why do you need confidence? All because the propaganda of the movies and show men are in a certain way, and because that's for the story. But that they have created that kind of image in us that men are like supposed to be ugly or brutal or savage or this and that, and we are not like, because we are civilized. We are not like that. You're not. The still movies are made based on like a million years ago's caveman. No laws, no nothing, no morals, no manners, no whatever. And now we're conditioned the other way, and we see, oh, I'm not like this, so therefore I'm not real man. No, you are a real man. You are the real man. That you've actually the result of all that hardship and all these things that our forefathers had. Now we are here, intelligence and manliness. But you don't have to prove it to anybody. If they were here, they would have tried to prove to us who they are by trying to be like us, because they're so different at the time, because it was called for it to be like that. Now it's called differently, but you compare it, makes you think, oh, well, I'm not savage enough, therefore I'm not man enough. I got to prove myself, and you still compare yourself with the other men, with the other things, and if they're ugly, or if they're in bad behavior, or rude or something, you think that's manly, and you compare that with yourself. Oh, then I'm not so manly. I got stop comparing. Number one, don't prove to anybody, including your own brain. Number two, live your life and just don't need to be certain about anything or prove anything. Just allow yourself to deal with life the way you deal best. And that's it. The rest of it is all bullshit up here. All right. Jake Bedford says, Maron, you kill me with some of your replies. Not sure if you got my message earlier, but thanks for helping me with my blip. I owe you a pint. Note it down. How about if I don't drink? How about tea? Peaky Blinders it. Oh yeah. Oh. I forgot. Let me write it down. Picky. Jesus Christ. It's not gonna. I'll do that. Picky. I'm sure I'll enjoy Picky Blinders. So many shit I've been dealing these days. I don't know if you guys have seen my short videos on TikTok. You can enjoy it if you like. If you have anything to do with politics, especially in Canada with the clown that we have as a leader, you might want to check out my videos on TikTok. Mind Seeks, MINDSEEKS. Mind Seeks, one word. That's my TikTok. Also, my Instagram is the same, but I'm not that active on Instagram. But Mind Seeks, mostly political, and on Instagram, mostly just philosophical stuff. All right. Okay, what time is it, guys? I don't have much time though. 50. All right. Q Wiggins. I need to know where you're from, how old you are, and so on before I get to your question. Says, how am I supposed to deal with the intrusive thoughts of HOCD since now I stop fighting them when now they try to convince my mind, trying to make them okay. You need to either watch the videos that I have, lots of videos, hundreds of videos on HOCD and the role of the thoughts and brain and so on. And I have links of Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner, Dr. Schwartz, researchers and experts in OCD and OCD subsets, including sexual orientation, OCD, intrusive thoughts, and all that. You can watch those, or go watch the videos that I have in two major playlists, or just put HOCD and on the search engine of my channel and see how many videos show up, and you choose them according to title. And also, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. Here it is. And you can make an appointment for a Skype consultation, and we'll explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. For any new client that registers for 1 hour, I will throw in half an hour extra. So we'll have ample time. It won't be rushed. So we will explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Milky Rocks says, "Hi, Meran. I'm 18 from the UK and a woman. I have had HOCD and I've been getting better, but a thought that annoys me is that I do compulsions and put myself in a position of a man with a woman to test myself and my feelings." It's just you get the feeling, you imagining, and you get the feeling that way, and that's normal. It happens, so no big deal. You don't have to try to prove yourself anything. You are what you are, and you are what you prefer to be. Obviously, you like to be heterosexual, so you are. So what's the big deal about it? Why do you have to prove anything? Because there are so many talks and so many discussions about these things that occupies your mind, and you think that you now need to prove what you are. Assurances, certainty, perfectionism. None of that. Just live your life. All of these are unnecessary for you to try to prove anything to anybody, including your own brain. You want to prove to your organ who you are. The organ works for you. It's just pieces. It's like you're trying to prove to your intestine that this happens to be your brain or your liver or your kidney. They're not you. You're not supposed to prove to them anything. You just do what you think is your judgment and your preference, and you roll with your vetoes and your choices. You don't have to convince. If the brain suggests to you something, this and that, just tell the brain, thank you for that. And then keep doing. You don't have to follow what the brain suggests. You have to prove it, disprove it, push it away, or just allow all thoughts to exist, because they can exist. Like everybody else can exist with different lifestyle, different preferences, different taste for clothing, food, equipment, cars. They can all exist. You don't have any qualm about that or objection to that. All cars can be on the road going from one place to another. You don't interrogate them, investigate them. Where do you go? Why are you here? Why are you on the road? I want to go here. Why are you here? Well, it doesn't matter. You go different place they go, but they all exist. You allow them. You don't object to them, right? Same thing with thoughts. Thoughts show up, allow it to be there, but you don't have to interpret it. You don't have to see what brain says it is, what you think it is, and none of that. Just say, okay, thought is there, but it's not my lifestyle. It's not my interest. I don't want to know. I don't want to pursue it. I don't want to interpret it. I don't want to prove it one way or the other. Okay, fine. Who am I trying to prove, and what am I trying to prove? If thought shows up, so what? What is my action? In your case, you like boys. My case, I like girls. So doesn't matter what the brain says. There's so many other people say different things according to what they prefer. I'm walking in the street, I can hear it. Just because I hear it, what does that mean? It's irrelevant to me. I let it be. So what? Same thing. Brain says things irrelevant to me. I roll on my choices and vetoes. So what it says, in line with my values or not, that's the decision I make. That's all. I don't have to prove anything to anything. Anyhow, guys, it's a very quick discussions here, so I can't really get into it. It could be longer elaboration on your questions, but I'm sorry, I got to go, and this is supposed to be short discussions. So, Milky, you probably want to go make an appointment with me, and then we'll discuss it in detail. NL Spartans 117 says, brilliant explanations. Also, I enjoy how you laugh about the problems that we made up. Works very relieving. Okay, yeah, that's true. And Pilgrim 34 Male USA says, do narcissists ever change? Who cares? Why do you care about narcissists changing or not? You move away. It's like saying there's a fucking earthquake. Do earthquakes ever stop being earthquake? I don't give a shit. I see an earthquake, I go move away. Why do I need to worry about do not? No, actually, life is too short to want to waste it on narcissists. Narcissist around doesn't want to fix it up. Fuck it, move on. You have no mandate here to fix someone if they don't bloody understand the decency, humanitarian way of being, democracy, fairness, pleasantry, civility. Fuck them. Move away. For that, whatever it is that you get pleasure from, it fucking doesn't worth your whole life spending on someone. Oh, because she opens her legs for me, so I just simply. But she's a narcissist. Well, it's narcissist, and it's like saying, oh, this food is very, very delicious, but it's got pieces of shit hanging on it. What should I do? Well, fucking it's shit. Don't consider the good pieces of it. It's stuck together. Move away. Go get some nice food. Jesus. I gotta go. I'm in a hurry. So, Queen Wiggins is Africa 26. Thank you, dear. Maybe next time I'll answer your questions because it's time for me to mosey on out. Rushi Patel says, hi, Meron. My ex wants me very bad, but I am not attracted. Let me know what your genders are, guys. I can't remember. I don't know if I'm talking to a guy or a girl. What is it? Let me know age, gender, where you're tuning in from, so I'll have an idea. Jake says, I don't drink either. Not sure why I'm offering pints, because everybody else does, I guess. So I'll come over to Vancouver then and buy you a Costa coffee. No, I don't drink coffee. Tea. God damn it. Haven't you seen this? But I'll take the voucher and get tea for myself. Take care, buddy. Okay. You too, Jake. Thanks very much for the kind words and for being here, spending your time with us. Rushi says, I'm 34, separated and trying to move on, but she's not, and it worries me a lot. She's not what? She's not ready to move on? And says, I'm hurting her too much. Well, stop hurting her. Why do you hurt her? Because you broke up with her, she broke up with you. I mean, these are things you're trying to make a decision for your life, and you're worried about your decision is going to be not the same decision as the other one wants. You can't be concerned with that. If you don't have any other responsibility, if you don't have any children, whatnot, and it's the two of you and you guys don't hit it off and you just can't stand each other, or however you can't compromise, then move on. You can't be responsible for what as she feels. And Rashi says, thanks for introducing Jiddu to us. Yeah, Jiddu. Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti. My mentor. He doesn't know it. He's not around, but it started the whole thing. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Amazing intellect. All right, let's see if I can answer QU Wiggins before I go. QU Wiggins say, how am I supposed to deal with the intrusive thoughts of HOCD since now I stopped fighting them when now they try to convince my mind, trying to make them real and convincing that because you think brain is you. Brain has zero ability to make anything become a reality or actuality. The brain cannot do that. You do that. So it is all in your hand. You're above the brain. If you watch the video that I made that you're not brain, let me just put it in here for you guys. You are not the brain. I want you to watch this video. It's 48 minutes. It's elaborate, but it gives you a lot to learn about the separation of the brain and you, and that there are aspects of the brain, there are aspects of you and the mind, there are aspects of the mind and you that the brain cannot even reach. So brain is not you, doesn't have the fucking authority that you think it does, cannot make you become or be something. It just can confuse the hell out of you. And you got to watch the videos because I can't really go through all of that. Here is the link of it, and you guys will enjoy it. Okay, guys, it's time for me to mosey on out. I thank you very much for being here. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next discussion and live streaming. And in the meantime, Be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing, again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.